You're listening to Kris and Chelsea Afternoons on Wild Country 99. Real letters, real drama, and probably some questionable advice. It's now time for Dear Kris and Chelsea.
All right, here we go. Dear Kris and Chelsea this week. This is going to get a lot of people heated, I think.
Ooh, is it?
It doesn't sound like a good idea.
No.
It depends on your parenting style, though, I guess.
Right.
Dear Kris and Chelsea, my son is a senior in high school. Let's just say he dropped a bombshell on me this past week.
Ooh.
He and his girlfriend of 2 years sat me down and asked if she could start sleeping over at our house.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought this was just one sleepover. No, but she wants to, stay over.
There's no, it's like, yeah, whenever. At first, I laughed, thinking it was some kind of joke. Spoiler, it wasn't. Now my husband and I are spinning. On the one hand, he says it's a good idea because at least we know where they are and what's going on under our own roof. There's always one parent that seems to say that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, he admits it's a terrible idea because, well, let's be real. It could lead to some late night extra credit assignments, if you know what I mean. So here we are, stuck in the middle of a parenting firestorm.
Yeah.
Do we say yes and risk all the drama that could come with it? Or do we shut it down and look like the strict parents when we know other families are letting this happen?
Whoa, they're bringing in other families now.
High school, that was probably the teenagers. That was probably their plan, their idea.
Right.
Well, everybody else is doing it, right? High school sleepovers, brilliant parenting move or absolute disaster waiting to happen? What would you do? Please ask your listeners if they could help and kind of lean us in the right direction here.
Oh, man, Kris. I had a couple friends senior year high school that did this, and it was disastrous. Disastrous.
See, I get that.
So bad.
You want to know? That's like letting your kids test out alcohol. Well, if they do it with me, if they smoke weed with me, it's okay because I'm monitoring it.
Man.
It still doesn't make it a good idea.
I grew up with really strict parents. I'll never, ever, ever forget the time that we were doing laundry and we found a pair of undies that were lace and a bright red color, and they didn't belong to my mom, they didn't belong to me, and they did not belong to my sister. And I remember our house just about blew up. It was so disgusting.
Whose was it?
I was, how old was I at that time? I was a sophomore, and I wanted to light the whole house on fire. Now, we have two brothers.
Yeah, I know who it was.
And he just said, well, friend, she came over and she just changed or whatever.
Oh,
and
she
I'm just
changed
like,
and left her.
I'm like, okay, all right. Now, I'm not saying one way or the other. All right, it's all speculation. But I got to say, as like a sibling, just felt so violated, man.
320-656-9453. Is there a double standard? I want to mention this real quick first. Like,
between boys and girls, yes.
If you have a son, maybe you don't worry as much. But if you have a daughter, I guarantee they're not even sending this message into us. They're not having this conversation at all.
I asked our neighbor down the street. She's raising two boys, right? One's in college and one's a senior in high school. I'm like, do you ever worry about them? She's like, no. I'm like, if you had a daughter same age, would you worry about her? She's like, absolutely. I said, oh my gosh, we need to have this conversation.
Is it okay because they've been together so long? 2 years is a long time when you're in high school.
It's high school.
Obviously,
they're minors. They're kids.
They've already gotten to that point. There's a 99% chance that it already happened, Chelsea. So does it really?
Well, with your girls? I have the talk with your girls.
Oh, hell no, they're not doing this. I would never let this fly.
I was so blunt with them. I'm like, okay, like here's options and choices and consequences. I think I traumatized your youngest, but your oldest was like, no, we're not doing any of that. She was so beat red, but I was just brutally honest.
Is it ever okay to let a boyfriend or girlfriend stay over under your roof?
Give an inch, they'll take a mile.
Maybe if you take the door off.
I don't care how strict and how good of a parent you think they are.
What if they sleep in separate rooms?
I don't care. The separate room can be in their room in their house. Now, there are times where...
So Chelsea's not budget on this.
If you have a rough, because I know the consequences, If they're not ready to be a parent at the age of 18, this is a no. You just need to have a conversation with them.
All right, so here we go. If anybody has lived through this, anybody had one of their teenagers come up and ask something like this?
Oh, gosh.
I don't think it's a popular question, but I'm sure it's happened before.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What's your advice on this with Dear Kris and Chelsea? 320-656-9453. We got your texts and a whole lot more coming up next. Inside Dear Kris and Chelsea, high school sleepovers. Good idea or total disaster? By the way, we're not talking about
friends,
male friends and male friends. We're talking about male, female.
Intimate partners
In high school who are apparently mature enough to ask if they could sleep over at each other's houses.
The fact that they're asking already tells me that they know that this is a big, serious decision. And they know that it's probably not okay. That's why they're asking for permission. This blows my mind.
So we have a lot of texts that are coming in, as we typically do with this feature.
I know it's about 50-50, Kris.
I can't believe it's 50-50.
Isn't that crazy?
The fact that people are open to this idea is just mind-boggling to
Yeah.
me. I guess we're more old school or traditional when it comes to this.
I know, but the consequences are out there. I have seen it.
But
It's so bad.
A lot of people are saying, if they're going to do that, they're going to do that regardless of where it is.
Yeah,
They'll
so-
find a time and place to do it.
But I've seen disastrous things happen even with the parents' home. This is not okay. It's not a good example to set for. I know I'm being staunch on this. Rachel said that. She said, honestly, I'd rather know what's going on in my house than wonder what's happening somewhere else.
Jessica says, no freaking way. Senior or not, 2 years dating or not, they're still kids.
Yes.
They're basically, you're basically handing them permission to play house if you go this route.
Yeah.
You're asking for it to happen. And whether they're taking the precautions to prevent what could be a bad thing in this, I don't think it really matters.
Oh, it's so bad. So, and Mike said, if my son asked me that, the answer would be 2 words. Hell no. That was my dad's thought, too.
Amber, this is how you end up a grandma before graduation.
It's true. It's so true. Babies making babies. Steve, at least the kids feel comfortable asking. That's a really good point, too. That's better than sneaking around. Now, I am all for your kids being able to love you and trust you enough that they can come to you for anything. That's how I am with my parents. We butted heads a lot, but I could go to them for anything.
So obviously sleeping in the same room is probably off limits with most people who would allow this to happen. But if you have a guest room, who says they're not creeping down the hall in the middle of the night?
How awkward is it? Think about the rest of your household. Think about long term, like where this is going and what you're saying to them. Lindsay said, she said they can watch movies until midnight, but then she goes home, sleepover denied. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Door open, checking in. I'm fine with that.
I'm surprised that people are open to like coming up with a middle ground here.
Yeah.
Like Kris says, why not let her stay in a separate room? Then you have boundaries.
Trust with boundaries.
You set the expectations.
Now, I know there are some kids out there who come from a rough household and they don't want to be home. That's what this is. But there's healthier solutions to this than shacking up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Does it really depend on the kid?
Yes.
Like some kids are more mature and more respectful than others.
Yeah.
And this goes on both sides, guys or girls.
Yep.
I think it depends on the kid itself.
Yeah.
I don't care how mature the kid is. That's not happening when you're in high school.
My ex,
It wouldn't even happen in college on my watch.
Oh, God, no,
If
no.
your kid's living at home and going to college, no. You get your own place if you want to partake in
so
that
disrespectful to your
activity.
At 18, you're not. Yes, you're an adult, but you're not really an adult. Your brain's not even mature until you're 25.
Your brain is thinking about probably one thing.
Yeah, well, that's the case in point. So my ex, he actually lived with his girlfriend for the last year and a half when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And he admitted they lied, bold-faced lied to her parents that they were sleeping in separate rooms, that they were acting like innocent angels, and he was doing this so that he wouldn't go home. So it actually was a very traumatic time for the family members. It put both of his parents through a lot of strife and grief.
Yep.
And what the girlfriend's parents thought they were doing a good thing, but it was so bad. He was just running away from the problem and too young to cope.
Derek says, my parents let my girlfriend stay over senior year. Mm-hmm. We're now married with kids. Sometimes it works out.
Because it has to be.
Well, not every... You probably did something mischievous that night, Derek, didn't you, buddy?
Yeah, were your kids born before you could legally drink? Come on now.
Keep your hands to yourself there, Derek.
I'm just saying, man. My dad said that, hey, if you want to play house, then you go and buy and pay for your own house.
Right. If you're under our roof, you're eating our food.
I had younger siblings. Like, what was it saying to them? And then where do you cross the line?
Especially if you have younger siblings, you could not allow this to happen because you're setting a bad example for them.
Oh, I'm just saying, man.
If it's a single, like if it's an only child, make it okay then? Probably not.
Yikes.
So we appreciate all the text that came in on this. Another heated argument, which
yes.
probably happens a handful of times. I don't think it's very popular, but you know what?
And you know what? A lot of love for the parents out there too that are, I know where the better end of the roof parents is who I'm, kind of talking to. Like, thank you for being so loving that you want to take on other kids and you want to try to fix it. But still, this is I think it's a slippery slope and a kind of dangerous road.
Ask yourself, do you want to become a grandparent in 9 months?
And some do. Some are so thrilled for that. They would love to be young
still shouldn't encourage it, though.
Oh, my gosh.
Because you're probably going to be taking care of the kid most of the time anyway. So
Yikes.
You better want to be a grandparent, right? Appreciate all the calls and texts. It's been another round of Dear Kris and Chelsea. All right, so everybody seems to still be talking about Philly's Karen.
Oh, what a witch.
I think everybody's seen the videos that have been all over the place over the weekend. This is the new viral sensation now.
Right.
Everybody's going after Philly's Karen.
So, all right, they're at a baseball game. Home run goes into the stands. About 4 people are kind of lightly scrambling for the ball. The dad raises the ball, victorious for his son, and this woman, Philly's Karen, comes stomping over to him, grabs the dad by his arm. He is visibly shook and shaken. She's screaming in his face, and he finally just hands her the ball as he's holding his child.
That's my ball.
And it turns out, Kris,
that's my ball.
Because internet went after her, right? After posting her picture.
Yeah.
She worked for school administration.
Yeah.
She's working with children, and she's been recently fired.
Well, that's what happens when you're not a good person.
Gosh,
listen,
who does that?
One of my dreams, I want to catch a ball at a professional ball game. I don't care what stadium. I don't care if it's at Target Field or
this one wasn't even caught. It just kind of bounced on the ground.
Wherever it be. I just want to get close to catching one. Maybe put my hand on it. I just want to catch a ball. That's like on my bucket list, right?
Well, we got to go to a game to make that happen.
But if I caught a ball, I'd probably give it to a little kid because that's why they're there. They have their gloves, right?
Yeah.
Like, did you ever bring a glove to a game when you were younger?
All the time.
I did too.
All the time.
I never came close to catching anything.
My dad caught one for me. I think I was about 4 years old, and he caught one for me.
So they apparently tried to track the lady down. I think they know who she is, but maybe not.
The internet knows, Kris.
But the good thing, the ballpark they were playing at, it wasn't even Philadelphia's home stadium.
No.
They were on the road. They came out and they gave the kid a prize pack that had a bunch of cool stuff. Plus, they invited him back into the dugout area behind the scenes.
Yes.
Afterwards, and the guy that hit the home run, he signed a bat and gave it to him.
An autographed baseball bat.
But
yes.
For a grown adult to act like that,
yeah,
when it comes to just catching a stupid fly ball, I mean, it's a ball for crying out loud.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like it's a record-breaking ball or anything like that.
I think that the fact that she got up in his face, grabbed him, was shaking him as he's holding his son. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
He shouldn't have given it to her.
I mean, he did that. Or what? Or fight a woman?
What's she going to do?
And it's all over the Jumbotron. I think Karma got back because she's fired now.
Yeah, I guess so. Actually, we have audio of Philly's Karen just before the event and as it unfolded.
Oh.
So this will take you behind the scenes. We had a secret microphone that was actually there in the stands. Check it out.
And now, the thoughts of the Philly's Karen.
Hey, a home run ball is coming my way. I'll just reach up and... Whoa, that man grabbed it for his son. Oh, good for him. I hope that little fella enjoys his souvenir. But wait, as a white woman with an inverted bob haircut that peaked in the mid-2000s, I'm contractually obligated to be an entitled monster who throws a public tantrum. You know what they say, with great haircuts comes great responsibility. So let me roll up my sleeves, because it's showtime, Donna. At least nobody at the ball game will judge me. In Philadelphia, we have a term for obnoxious fans. Fans. Hey, that ball was mine!
And And those were the thoughts of the Phillies Karen.
So that's actually what was going through her mind as it unfolded. So
That all makes sense.
yeah, just be a good human being, be a good person, and treat those around you the way you want to be treated. Life is going to be a lot easier for you.
Especially if your profession is like enriching children's lives, not making them worse.
So here's something you don't see every day. There was an intoxicated raccoon that had to have its life saved by a nurse.
What a drunk trash panda.
It was an intoxicated beast
Oh, goodness.
eating fermented peaches out of a dumpster.
Oh, that's how a lot of wildlife gets drunk. Fermented fruit, man. It's a real thing.
It got so messed up. This nurse found the raccoon. She had to perform compression-only CPR
Oh, with her little fingers on his little heart.
and saved the raccoon's life after it passed out from the peaches.
Poor baby. Did he get IV too?
The raccoon's name is Otis.
Wait a minute. He has a name?
Otis Campbell. It was taken to a detox center. I'm sorry.
Stop.
It was taken to the vet
Okay. The drunk take.
for drying out and recuperating is what they call it when they have to do this with animals that have too much.
Yeah.
They released the raccoon back into the wild the next day, which is good. But the fermented peaches apparently came from a moonshine distillery that discarded them.
Oh, no. So they were. Oh, no.
I wonder how many other raccoons were on the
He
sauce.
probably thought they were delicious, and then your mouth kind of goes numb as you're eating them. He was probably having the time of his life.
I mean, it's
They need to be more careful. I mean, somebody else could have gotten into that too. That poor raccoon.
That's true. It could have been a different animal too.
I know.
How many animals are getting schnockered off these
Or
fermented?
a human crawling through the trash, be like, "Is that moonshine?
So it begs the question. You hear stories about this all the time.
Do we have drunk raccoons?"
No, not that. Do you know someone who saved a pet or animal?
Oh.
Maybe saved its life, did something that was
Wow.
maybe heroic, or
Yeah.
maybe just made the right decision to save a life. I think everyone at one point in their life has tried to save an animal.
Yeah.
Whether it be a stray that you see on the side of the road just wandering
Yep.
around. Whenever I see a dog just wandering around without an owner nearby,
Yeah.
I always slow down to try to look around and try to gauge the situation. Like, is it in distress? Is it scared? Is it going to get hit? And I try to do the right thing.
And then Chris continues to drive on.
And then I continue to drive on. If it's bad enough, though, I will call like the police
Yeah.
non-emergency number. Or if it's bad enough, I've seen like animals on the side of a highway. That I'm probably calling 911.
My mom is notorious for hitting several animals.
My gosh.
Not killing them. And then we...
Oh, just wounding them and making them
then we get
suffer.
them rescued. So once I was on our way to my violin lessons, right? And we're driving and we had a visor on our car, right? And we hit a hawk and it got stuck
Oh my
in the
gosh.
visor and its face was mashed up against the windshield and its eye was looking at her and she was screaming like crazy. And then it was blinking. I'm like, it's still alive. There was an off-duty cop who came by who actually had the big leather gloves and blankets.
What?
He was able to safely remove the hawk.
It wasn't dead?
It was dazed and confused. It was messed up. It just got hit by a car. And then it was on his arm and he stayed with it until it flew away. So I thought that was cool. And then she hit a cat once, brought that to the vet. And I think she hit a raccoon once and she brought that to an animal rescue too.
Did I ever tell you the time I tried to save these baby mice?
Oh, she hit a duck one time. Mice. I saved a mouse once here.
I told this story in the air before, and it's probably... People make fun of me all the time, being like, I can't believe you actually did that. They still remember me talking about this back
This is
in the day.
hilarious.
I was getting ready to head into work. It was like 4 a.m. Walk out in the garage. I see these little pale type little. They're tiny, little
Hairless little things.
tiny little mice. They're just laying there.
they're
Their
just-
eyes aren't even open yet or anything.
Oh, new babies.
And there was like 2, 3 of them just sitting there. One was obviously dead, so I threw that in the trash.
You didn't tell me that part of the story.
One was still moving. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do at 4 a.m.
did
with
you
this
do?
little baby mouse?
I'm surprised you didn't dispose of all of them.
I picked it up with gloves because you're not supposed to touch things like that. You don't know what they have, right?
Right.
But the mom apparently just abandoned her kids right in the garage
Like,
floor.
too much.
Which is inconsiderate. How dare you? So I got a glove on, and I put it like in a little blanket to kind of keep it warm, and then I put it in my trunk.
You put the mouse in the... That's not how you rescue something. You don't rescue something and put it in your trunk,
What am I going
Chris.
to do, buckle it in the passenger seat?
Bring it in the house. Bring it to a rescue.
It's 4 a.m.
Well, then...
I got to go to work. I'm pretty sure work's not going to be like, oh, you tried to save a baby mouse. You can take the day off.
Oh, Lord.
So I put it in the trunk because I don't know what disease it might have. And then I drove up to work, and I was driving about an hour and 15 minutes each way at the time. And I got up here, and I left it in the trunk and went and did the show. And then I went back out at 10 o'clock, and it was still alive.
Are you serious?
The mouse was still alive.
Starving and suffocating, wrapped in a little blanket in your trunk.
So I'm like, I got to do something. I figured it'd be dead by that point. So I went to the pet store. I bought a tiny little hamster cage. And I bought some of the stuffing, the little stuffing it lays on in there.
Yes,
and
shavings, Chris.
Shavings, whatever
bedding.
it is. And so I laid the thing in there with the ventilation and everything like that.
And it needs heat. And it needs a bottle dropper.
The people at the bottle dropper was the worst part. Here's me trying to force feed a little mouse that doesn't even have its mouth open yet.
Gosh.
What the heck am I supposed to do?
This is traumatizing.
So I tried. It died on the way home.
Oh, after you bought little.
I know.
It was probably like, heck no, I don't want to live with this man. He put me in the trunk. Jesus, just take me.
But you know what? I can proudly say that I tried to save, even though it was the most ridiculous, dumbest thing probably ever.
Oh my gosh.
It's a mouse, for crying out loud.
You're still thinking of him. Did you name him?
I am not. No, I didn't name it because I figured it wasn't going to make it. But I didn't leave it in the trunk on the way home. I actually had it in the passenger seat on the way home.
Did you?
In the little cage.
Did you bury him? Did you talk to him on the way home?
I don't know what I think.
I'm trying to picture you loving this little tiny struggling baby mouse.
Trying to feed it with a little dropper with a little mouse.
I would have brought him in studio. I would have made him a little bed. I would have everything. I would.
It's a mouse, for crying out loud.
Well, the one that I did rescue from here, I put it out in the alley, and I just said, okay, it's in Lord's hands.
Well,
now.
that's pretty cruel.
But it was still moving around. Better than what our doofus next door did. Where
Chelsea's like, oh, I'm just going to throw you in the storm drain.
At least he didn't, I didn't stomp it in the studio like somebody else did.
So anyway, yeah, that's my crazy mouse story.
Wow.
But it's not about, you didn't know that about me, did you?
I don't know whether to be traumatized or proud.
Hey, listen, I'm a guy when I try to do the right thing most of the time.
Wow.
Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So crazy stories. Have you ever tried to save a pet or animal? If you could beat my story, props and kudos to you.
Did you put it in a trunk?
So have you, or do you know someone who tried to save an animal's life, whether it be a pet, maybe a stray, or just an animal you came across? 320-656-9453. Apparently, a lot of people have. A lot of texts are coming in right now. We have a few calls on top of it. We're going to start with you, Jake. You saved a life, an animal's life. Tell us about it.
Back in 2021, I had a trip down to Florida with my girlfriend at the time, and we had a date night. And on our way back home to our Airbnb, I saw a really giant turtle in the middle of the road, getting off on the highway. And I pulled over, and I got so excited, I started screaming at her, saying, it's a turtle, I got to get out and save it. And I picked this turtle up, and it was really heavy, and I went to go save it, and I put it over on the side of the road where it was heading and put it by water.
Well, you saved it then, Jake.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That's the main thing. I've driven by turtles, but I've never actually stopped for a turtle.
I have. Many times.
But yeah, it's got to ruin your alignment. Wouldn't it? Those things someone can be big.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to hit them. I see if there's ones that are walking, they say to help them, like pick them up and move them in the right direction. I even learned how to safely pick up a snapping turtle where it can't reach you.
No, that thing can just go. I ain't touching a snapping turtle.
It's got, if you grab it by its back end, it can't reach you. It can't bite its butt.
Grab a snapping turtle by its butt?
I don't know. I would to save them.
Hold it by its tail? That sounds kind of cruel.
No, you grab it by the back end, and then you put your hand under it like you're serving it, like a server, and then you just carry it, and then you point it away from you, obviously, and its little neck can't reach you.
For the most part,
I've watched a video. I'm confident.
A turtle can't help you, but a snapping turtle, I just don't like them. They could hurt me, so I'm not going to help you. You're on your own. Sorry, dude.
Come on,
Maybe
dude.
you should cross the road a little bit quicker.
A lot of great texts. Brian just said a volunteer firefighter saved a cat from a burning truck.
Okay.
It had gotten inside there. They saw it in there. That was pretty incredible, too. There was a dog that was rescued between rocks for hours. That came in from Nancy. She's like, we were out hiking, and we had saw that there was a trapped dog, and there was a search and rescue that came up for that. That's amazing.
Like ducks, too, that are trying to cross the road.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people that will stop for them. And they can cause an accident.
Yep.
I don't know if you're supposed to do that. On a highway,
you stop.
It's a little tough, but...
You're not supposed to, like, hit wildlife.
Felicia, well, you try not to.
You can help it.
Felicia, what happened with you?
of all things, we had a Jack Russell Terrier that did not know how to swim.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And we was fishing on a pontoon boat, and sure enough, she loved bobbers, and she went out after one of the kids' bobbers, and she got out far enough that she could not reach the boat. And she was, grabbing at the water, but she wasn't staying up above water. And next thing you know, she just started to go under as fast as she could. The girls were screaming. I fish netted her up out of the water. Oh. And she never went on the boat again. She was scared to death of being on the boat.
You totally traumatized her. It's
yeah.
See, if you can use
nephew.
a fish net to pull your dog
I love it. Just a boop. My nephew just rescued his dog. His Leroy was going after. He wanted to get the bobber too and help with the fish. And he fell in the water, and he's old and can barely swim, and he just grabbed him, and we both lifted him onto the dock.
What do you do with a big dog if they don't know how to swim? Like, have you ever tried, like...
Oh.
It would be almost impossible to jump in the water with them and try to keep them afloat.
Well, this happened with Daisy. She went after a walleye. Didn't realize we were trolling in 18 feet deep water, and she jumped off the side of the boat too. And all of her went under except for the tip of her tail. And the guy I was with at the time, he grabbed her by her collar and yanked her up on the boat. Oh. But if I always picture that if a dog's going under, I'm going to jump in after them and I'm going to help them swim.
That's also why you got Daisy and Delilah.
Life jackets.
Full-grown 70-pound beast life jackets.
That's right.
Which they hated, by the way.
They would survive in the ocean. They would survive the Titanic in those things.
You baby them so much, it's crazy.
I want them to live.
So this woman just set a brand new Guinness World Record.
Woo.
By doing something silly. You know, I love talking about Guinness World Records.
You do, and I'm shocked that you don't have more.
Not like the serious ones, but just the ones that I feel I could potentially maybe win.
They're kind of goofy.
Be in the record book at some point. You never know. This woman set a new Guinness World Record by sprinting barefoot over 109 yards of Lego bricks.
Oh, why would you want to do that?
I think most people have stepped on a Lego barefoot at one point in their life.
It's traumatizing. It'll take you down like nothing else ever could. And this was 100 yards, so this was a football field?
A little more than a football field.
Who has that many Legos? Those things are expensive.
She went quick. It took her about 25 seconds.
Wow.
Which means you almost have to be running, right? 25 seconds, the whole football field?
I wonder, if you're going to go across Legos, though, this would probably be the way to go.
She actually prepared for this.
I bet she did.
How would you prepare?
Just walking around the house with your kids?
Going shoeless for months to toughen her soles.
Oh.
Doesn't sound like she was getting pedicures at any point during this.
Sounds like she had a stay-at-home job.
Guess how many Legos they used to break this record?
You'd have to have a ton.
661 pounds of Legos were used to break the record.
Dang.
She's now considering attempting more Lego records. Wow. Well, she hasn't. What's she going to do at 660?
Who's going to clean them all up? How many different sets is that?
I have no idea.
That's a lot. It's just a lot of Legos.
Good question.
Just a lot of Legos.
Now, if she did it in the middle of the night, where most people injure them, it hurts 10 times worse.
In the dark.
Because if you can see them, you can brace for it.
Right.
If you can't see the Lego, that's where it does the damage, right?
That's the worst. But she's got those tough soles. I'm picturing like just calloused feet. Ugh.
Were you ever injured by one of your kids' Legos? Whether it be a set, a few Legos, maybe it's something they left out. You ever been injured by a Lego? A lot of people, it sounds like a silly question, and it kind of is when you think about it.
We had so many injuries. My parents, I think they stepped on them like 4 times, and then they just banned Legos from our house. So we were not allowed to have Legos from like middle school on.
Well, it's just kids leaving everything out. They're not cleaning up their Lego set.
Well, they're little pieces too. I mean, you know.
It's like walking through a minefield in your kid's bedroom sometimes,
it's the worst.
Lego horror stories. Abby, you're up first. What happened to you?
So my kids are notorious for not picking up their Legos. Well, I went up to my son's room to put his laundry away, not noticing there was Legos in one little section of the floor where I happened to step. Well, it caused me to trip, fall, twist my ankle, and I had to ice it and wrap it the next day. And well, everyone's asking me what happened. I couldn't admit to them it was a Lego, and I had to make up some kind of lame story of, I didn't see something and I fell, but I didn't say what the something was.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe it's a good story. Yeah, a Lego kicked my butt.
Yeah.
A Lego broke my ankle.
Brian just texted in. He said I was coming up the steps and there was Legos at the top of the steps because that's where the kids would play.
Oh, steps are the worst.
By the baby gate. The baby gate had been removed, and he's like, I stepped on it, fell down the entire flights of steps, all because of one stupid little Lego.
Does stepping on a Lego hurt more if it's like on concrete as opposed to like carpet? I would think it would.
I think so, because it it sinks more into your foot than in the carpet. I think it's just going to hurt regardless.
Laura, what's your Lego story?
Okay, so I went to sleep. I woke up, and for like days on end, I felt like I was getting maybe a cold or something, didn't know what was going on. 3 days later, I started running a high temperature, and I went into the ER to find out that I had a Lego inserted into my nostril.
Oh, no.
They left them in my bed playing in them, so I must have went to sleep and somehow inhaled it.
What?
And it was stuck up there, and it caused an infection.
Oh, my gosh. I've
Honey.
heard stories of kids putting stuff up their nose.
It must have been one of those flat Legos, you know what I mean, that still have the two bumps, but they're tiny.
There's some really small ones, though.
It looks like a Pez candy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a terrifying thing. Laura said she's like, I thought she's like, I just resorted to just vacuuming them all up. She's like, I thought I got the last one, stepped on one, slipped, fell, went down, and gave myself a concussion.
Oh my gosh. So what's the moral of the story?
Don't buy your kids Legos.
Exactly. So do you know someone who overshares? Someone who gives, I guess you can say,
TMI. Too much information.
You're like, I didn't want to hear that. Why do you keep talking? Why do you tell me that? Everybody knows somebody, whether it's a family member, relative, friend, maybe a coworker.
Yes.
That shares everything.
Yes.
Even though you don't want to hear it.
Yes. David says, I'm constantly traumatized to the point where I don't even want to talk to my Aunt Carol anymore. He says she goes in for regular colonoscopies and goes into great detail about what she ate, what she couldn't eat, and she also is awake for the whole procedure, so she's describing it and even videotaped them and tried to share it with us in our group chat.
We actually have a relative who shared his experience getting a colonoscopy. It's like something I don't want to hear about.
He talked about it for 30 minutes. I put the phone down, I walked away, let the dogs out, and came back. I'm still going.
Cassie, your mom overshares. What did she do?
Where do I start? Well, she told me all about her partying with rock stars, and she showed me a picture of it, too. And I was like, oh, my God, Mother. She said, yeah, men loved me back in the day. So I don't know exactly. Like, she talks about this, like, I don't even know who he is. I don't know. He had long hair. She showed me pictures. She would just tell me all her stories and every nasty detail she's ever done. And I'm like, I did not want to hear that. She's like, yeah, they love that.
I bet they did. Well, that's where you came from, Cassie.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lisa just texted in. She's like, I don't have kids, and neither do I. And Lisa says, my friends who have babies, when they're talking about in graphic detail how they gave birth, the cramps, all the things that happen afterwards, she's like, I'm so disgusted. She's like, it might not be the best response, but I didn't ask. It's true. We don't ask. We don't care.
No, but they'll tell you anyway. That's the thing with these people.
I know. It's like, stop. Ugh.
Charity, your aunt has a wild past, I guess you could say. What does she overshare?
Yeah, she overshared about back in the 70s when she was younger.
Oh.
And the guy that she was dating or whatnot, and her sisters had all dated the same man and didn't know, her other sisters didn't know that she was dating him too, and they were all trying to be secretive about it.
Right.
Which ended up leading to her losing her eye, so she has a glass eye now.
What?
Oh!
What do you mean lost an eye?
Whoa.
How does that even happen?
Like lost or somebody took it?
From dating the same guy as a friend?
Oh, yikes, man.
We lost her. I had more questions for her.
That's kind of...
I had more questions for her.
That's kind of terrifying.
Glass eye.
Oh, this coming from Uncle Mark. Every time that Uncle Mark comes, or it's always the aunt or uncle.
It is an uncle, yeah.
He wants to show off new teeth that he's lost and takes out his bridge. Often this is done at the dinner table.
Yeah, people that take out their teeth at the dinner table or anywhere for that matter is just...
What's wrong with you?
It is weird.
Stop it. That's filthy.
Maybe we should stop talking about this because we're kind of getting grossed out over here.
Oversharing.
I apologize. I brought the whole thing up.
Don't do it. It's a trauma response. Get help.
No more oversharing. From here on out, this is what we're saying.
TMI. Too much information.
So there's a senator that was trying to get his point across when it comes to having better inspection, a better inspection process of imported shrimp and I guess other food in general.
Right. And oftentimes, to get your point across, sometimes you need to use a more creative description.
The way he described it is actually pretty funny. It's kind of brilliant in a way. It's the senator from Louisiana.
Okay.
His name is John Kennedy, right?
Great.
Here's how he described it to get the point across to his colleagues.
This is a photograph of the alien from the movie Alien. This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp. Even if it doesn't turn you into the alien if you eat this stuff, I guarantee you'll grow an extra ear.
He's got an actual picture from the movie Alien on the Senate floor.
I love it. It's hilarious.
People were probably like, what the heck?
But, I mean, he's got a point. It's radioactive.
Yeah. We're not saying that you're going to turn into the alien, but at the same time,
you might.
We don't know what could happen. It could pose potential serious health risks. And we need better inspection processes.
All you got to do is Google Potomac River, right? When I lived out in Washington, D.C., my friend wanted to go tubing on the Potomac River, which is electric green sludge. The only fish that live in there are asexual fish where they're male and female. They don't know what they are. And they're swimming around. Nothing else can survive.
Right.
And that's what's going to be happening if we continue with all this junk.
They've got like 3 fins and 4 eyes.
I'm pretty sure they can crawl out of the water.
They got teeth and...
It's where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come from, okay?
Oh my gosh. Don't eat the shrimp, people. It's still not safe.
Yeah.
So are you one of the nearly 80% of parents who track their teens via an app? It's so easy to do now on the cell phones.
It is.
And the question I want to ask is, do your kids know that you track them on the app?
I don't think this is a bad thing. In case they run out of gas or they get into trouble or something crazy happens or somebody gets hurt, I would want to know where they're at to help them out.
But the way a lot of teens see it, though, is you're invading my privacy. I don't like it. Stop tracking me. But they don't get the other half of it.
But they do this with their friends. Like on Snapchat, they are always showing each other's locations.
But they don't get being a parent. They don't get the point.
No.
That parents are thinking. I get it. They're kids, for crying out loud.
And nowadays, everybody can track them if they don't have their certain privacy settings on.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
Adults are tracking adults now. Like spouses will do it all the time, which I totally get if you're in that position and want to go that route. 320-656-9453. We have a lot of texts coming in saying that, yes, I track my kids. A lot of people do track their kids. I think that's a pretty accurate statistic. John, you're up first. What's your story?
We didn't know what was going on with one of our daughters. She had gone to the lake for the weekend. There was some sketchiness that went on, so she came back that weekend and didn't really tell us a lot. And so the next time she went, we just put a tracker in her bag to make sure that she was at the lake. We found out she actually wasn't. She was going across the state line and going to a drive-in movie theater.
Right.
Third time we did it, we followed her, and we caught her with a boy.
Oh, it's always the darn boy, isn't it? John, what did she say when you actually confronted her then?
How did you know where I was at was all she cared about. Didn't care if she was with the boy. How did you know where I was at? And then we got into the invasion of privacy conversation, but it eventually came down to she lost some privileges.
See, I think kids, the ones that need to be tracked because of this exact thing right here.
You lose your privileges.
If you're going to be somewhere, say where you're going to be and don't lie about it.
Right.
So she learned her lesson, I guess, then, John?
I've told my kids always, I will never invade your privacy unless you give me a reason to. And they, for the most part, have never done that. But that's my one child that kind of got to be about 16, 17 and thought she could push the boundaries, and she learned very quickly she could not push the boundaries with me.
Right. Dad don't play that game.
I mean, it's tough, but you do. Those are your kids, man. You never stop being a parent.
That's true. Linda, when did you start tracking your daughter?
It was actually when she first started dating a boy, and we were pretty heavily tracking her, and she was not where she was supposed to be, so she got in trouble quite often with that. Kids are fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Joy.
So a lot of people do track, so I think it's just a common thing now.
Yeah.
And if you don't track, do you tell your kid you don't track them? Or maybe you make them think that you're tracking them?
Dun, dun, dun.
So Charlie Sheen back in the news.
I forget about him.
He has a new memoir.
Oh, he does?
It's called The Book of Sheen.
Oh.
It's going to be out tomorrow. He's also got a Netflix documentary called Charlie Sheen, I guess. It's going to start streaming on Wednesday. This guy's a character. Like, you either love him or hate him, I think.
Okay, so when he came out with that whole Tiger Blood interview,
Yeah.
that was hilarious. That was some hilarious stuff, but he was obviously on something.
Was that the old winning?
Yeah.
That was that era?
And then there's a whole song that was remade of clips of just that interview. But the dude is off his rocker.
But he was in Major League.
I know that.
He was Ricky Vaughn, for crying out loud.
I know, and I love 2.5 Men. And he was very talented, and now he's just, on certain substances. And yeah.
The book and the documentary is going to detail his wild life, to say the least.
Yeah.
His drug use and his relationship with
Denise Richards.
Relationships with women and men.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Whoa. Ooh, what?
He says his father, Martin Sheen, and brother, Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, I love them.
They wanted nothing to do with this book.
Go Ducks.
And they did not contribute to it. They just want to stay far away. There's going to be some crazy...
Can you blame them?
There's going to be some crazy stuff in this book.
He gives a whole new meaning to black sheep. You know what I mean?
I'm totally watching the documentary.
I mean, we have to.
I'm not into reading. I'm not going to buy the book, but I'll watch the documentary.
With popcorn. Winning.
You read the book and then you give me an update on it. How about that?
I'll read it as we watch it.
My eyes aren't that good anymore. I can't read the small print. That's why I don't read more.
Do you want me to just read aloud to you?
Do you have a wild and crazy relative, maybe a friend that overshares and tells you things that you don't want to hear or listen? 320-656-9453, and we will honor what Charlie Sheen is doing this week with the release of information we probably don't want to hear about. Or maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe people love drama that much.
I think we do. I think we're a little curious.
You're listening to Kris and Chelsea Afternoons on Wild Country 99.